All right, what's up, guys, and welcome back to the Dunk Talk, episode 35. My name is Dylan Haugen, 5'11", 17-year-old dunker from Minnesota. And today I'm here with my co-host, Hunter, along with a very special guest. So, Hunter, if you want to introduce yourself, then we'll get to our guest.
Hey guys, Hunter Castona here, 6'1" dunker from Wisconsin, and we have a very special guest and a very high jumper, Anthony. So if you want to introduce yourself.
I'm Anthony Height, 5'6" dunker from Inglewood, California.
Yes, sir, guys. So if you guys have not seen this guy jump, make sure you go check it out. Absolutely insane. So today we're going to be going over his dunk journey, obviously starting from the start. But yeah, just kind of starting off. Anthony, what sports did you do as a kid? When did you start kind of playing these sports? And yeah,
So I played basketball first. I think I played. We had like a YMCA that everybody would play. The Junior Lakers because during the three-peat. So Junior Lakers, I played there when I was like 4. Which is funny because I ended up being a football player for through the rest of elementary school, middle school. Got to high school, no football team. So back to basketball. Uh, I was pretty much a late bloomer in terms of the skills, but athletically, like pretty much been like clearly more athletic than everybody since I was like 4. So
yeah, that's crazy. I know you got your first dunk when you were super young, and I don't think a ton of people know that. So just kind of talk about like when you were introduced to dunking, whether it was, through the NBA or pro dunkers and just who kind of some of your inspirations were.
so yeah, I got my first dunk 11, 12. I was like, yeah, like sixth grade. I didn't even like. I thought it was normal. So for me, my middle school was connected to high school. So we had older kids who would play like in the morning. I went to one of those like charter schools. We got like ties and vests and stuff. So we hoop in like ties and vests outside in the morning. I want to hoop with the older kids. Somebody shoots a jumper, ball goes up, and I'm like, I, I can dunk it, I guess. Caught it, dunk it. I started running back. I'm like, oh, I probably could do it again. I don't think I dunked or tried to dunk till I was like 14, but that's kind of how I got my first dunk. And then let's see, it was early, like Young Hollywood, Air Dog, a really young geek. So they Billy was posting like dunking videos like super early, and then obviously hoop mixtape things like that. And I was like, oh, I could be like one of those high schoolers. I'm gonna get tall. I never get tall, but I was like, I could dunk. Maybe I'll get a hoop mixtape. But uh, like fresh 17-year-old, like I had just turned 17, and Billy kind of found me, see me post a video, and he was like, hey bro, you wanna pull up for a dunk session? And 17, that's kind of how I got introduced to dunking.
Was it
Officially.
when did you start getting consistent with dunking? Obviously, you said you were really young, 11, 12. When did dunking start getting like consistent where you could dunk basically any day of the week?
Like 13, 14. So like by 13, 14, I could off the backboard, two hand, windmill. Like I just wasn't practicing other dunks. I was so caught up in like I want to play actual basketball that I didn't work on other dunks. But like 13, 14, I could come in the gym, no stretch, throw it off the backboard to myself. I could probably do it for 2 hours straight.
Yeah, it's crazy. And how tall were you when you got your first dunk, by the way?
Probably like 5'2", 5'3".
Oh my, that is insane. Yeah.
Look,
See,
I got to 5'6" by like seventh grade. Done. I was tapped out.
yeah, bro. Yeah, I know a lot of people see the videos now, but I remember you posting something about, getting your first dunk super young, and I was like, I wonder how tall he was then. So, yeah, I don't think a lot of people knew that. That's insane. But yeah, so obviously you said 13, 14, you're generally dunking consistently, kind of adding some dunks to your bag. What was like the rest of, middle school, high school like for you in terms of, new dunks and just vertical in general?
never like I couldn't tell if my vertical was getting higher, so I was kind of like, if I could throw it off the backboard to myself, I I feel fine. Like I could if I could do it in game, I'm cool. But I didn't take another leap till like 19. So like 19 is when I started, started really posting, trying to work on, East Bay, things like that. But because dunking by the time I was like 19, 20, dunking had really like blown up. And I noticed there was a lot more people posting. So I was like, let me see if I can, start posting again, things like that. Start adding more dunks. I was like, I'm out of college. I don't I don't plan on playing. I'm working a regular job. So I was like, I play, two, 3 times a week. So like, let me start adding dunks while I'm playing and stuff like that.
Did you
Yeah,
start like lifting at all at this point, or is this all just basically like I guess just repetition on jumping and genetics, or was there a little bit of lifting and training involved in this?
I I didn't train till I got hurt, which was 2 years ago. So I had never like I lifted weights before. Obviously, I played football, things like that. But like I wasn't. I'm not lifting to be as bouncy as I could. I was already by that time. Obviously, if I'm dunking at 5'6", I'm probably already 40, 45. So
definitely, yeah. And I think I remember you posting something about your numbers one time, but do you remember some of your numbers from high school? Weight room and like, just football stuff?
the football stuff, I ran my unofficial time because we do it the NFL way. It's like a high 4.3. I'll run 4.3, 4.4s. Uh, my standing vertical's always been trash, so it ain't. I might have measured in 33, maybe. I hold the broad jump record in my high school. I don't know what that number is. It could be broken, but it hadn't been broken in like 20 something years until I got there, and I broke it as a freshman. Broke it like my first week.
Yeah, that's crazy. So did you ever like really push, like I know you said you lifted a little bit, but did you really like test how much you could lift in high school, or was it just kind of like here and there?
It was here and there, but when I got to college was when I started like pushing. So I went to college with my best friend. He like 250, and I was like, I'm kind of small, but like let's go live together. So he's annoying because he's like, you're gonna do the same work that I'm gonna do, and I'm like, I can't lift that weight. So from basically doing that, I ended up getting really strong and like during college, which probably we didn't do a lot of squats because he hates squats and deadlifts, but we did a lot of upper body. So
Yeah, definitely. Um, so did during that time where you're kind of lifting more, did you see your vertical increase at all, or was it just kind of, helpful in other ways?
kind of where it is. I didn't dunk a lot surprisingly during college. Uh, a lot of the taller guys we had. I went to Northridge, so we had a lot of the basketball guys come into our to the red. So at that point, I'm like, I'm gonna shoot the ball because I don't really, they got their own set of rules. Don't get nobody hurt. We're not supposed to be here. Don't try to dunk on our guys, whatever. And I'm like, I'll shoot. It doesn't matter, but like, I really want to dunk on the center here. So, and the center, no, he played power forward, but Reggie Theus, his son was there in Northridge while we were there. And I was like, I really want to dunk on this NBA player's son, but I can't because I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, that's crazy. Um, did you? I know you were on THB for a little bit, weren't you?
I was after same thing that happened to Dom. I partially tore my quad, and I was like, I want to recover as fast as possible, so I did it for like 4 months.
That's cool. Kind of
How
want to
did
go
that look
back.
like?
I was like, which one of you guys were going? I can do both.
Nah, go for it, go for it. Yeah, I'll just get it.
How did that training kind of look like, and how quick was that progression, like getting back to I guess your full potential?
So I got back in about 4 months, and the training was a lot of heavier weights. So like I had a lot of weight room stuff more than I had like bio stuff, and I'm generally pretty pretty flexible anyway. But it was like for me, it was out of my comfort zone because I was like, I'm not used to lifting this heavy, and also I don't really trust my right leg right now. So it was being out of my comfort zone, and it was like scary because I'm like, if my leg fails and I got all this weight, I was like, obviously gym people are gonna help you, but I was like, I'm scared, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So did you kind of like gradually increase while you were doing that, or would you just like start heavy and just keep going?
At first, I started light, and then at some point, I was like, all right, my leg is holding up a little bit better than I thought. So I was like, let me push it. Let me see how much I can really do before I think my leg is gonna fail. So from there, I would use those numbers, and then I would, lessen it depending on how I felt during the day. Most of the time, I wanted to push it because I was like, I just really I want to dunk again. I don't like not being able to dunk. So I was like, I just want to dunk. So I was like, I'll do the work. I'm gonna push as hard as I can and try and get through it.
Yeah. So how long after, or first of all, what was your injury, and then how long after that injury did you hop on that program?
Let's see. It happened in June. It was partially torn quad in my right leg. So it happened kind of like Dom's, right? So like I was with B Rough. We were just playing at a local gym. I caught a lob. I came down. You hear the pop in your head, and I'm like, all right, maybe that was something else. I take about 3 steps, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I can walk. I don't know if I'm gonna walk down the court.
So was
So
that on the jump or on the landing? Because I know Downs was on the jump.
mine came on the landing. I already went on landing.
Landing? Okay.
So that was that, and then I think me being me, because football, I played on it for a month. Yeah, and I was still like, I was thinking, I'm the rest of the week. I feel kind of fine. I'm gonna go to the gym. I try to dunk on somebody, and that's what I'm like. Oh, I'm like in pain. Like when it happened, I wasn't in like serious pain. I was like, oh, it's manageable. I'll play for a week, try to dunk, actually jump, like really, really took off, come down. I'm like, oh, I'm in like pain. Like somebody help me walk, get my stuff where I'm going home.
So how what was your pain at when you first got the injury? Like the day of the injury? Like what was it out of 10?
Like a 3. I like sat down for a little bit, and then it was like, all right, I'm fine. I can walk, but then that week I'm icing it, things like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm cool. I play, jump one real good time. I'm probably like a 9.
Jeez. Was this your first like real injury? Or did you have like a couple other things before that?
I've never been hurt before.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you ever deal with anything like tendonitis or tendinopathy, just like minor overuse injuries, or no?
Oh, never. I had jumper knees one time for like a week, and I've never gotten it again.
That is crazy. So obviously you said you played on it for a little bit, but then when did you kind of decide that like it was going to be necessary to, have someone work with you to deal with it?
As soon as I jumped and like it went to a 9, I was like, nah, you're seriously hurt. So then I took another week, and I was like, all right, what are my options? Because I'm like, if I lift, I'm probably gonna push it because I don't know any better. So then I was like, who was I talking to? I wasn't talking to John, but talking to another dunker who's like, THP might be the way to go. And I was like, probably right. I was like, John knows a lot, and I was like, he could probably really help me right now. So I didn't even text John. I just was like, I went to the website, I put my card in, and I was like, all right, this is what I'm doing for the next 3, 4 months. And then John texted me, he's like, hey, I saw you signed up, and then from there I was talking to John for like 4 months, and he was kind of helping me through it.
So like he knew that you were injured though when you signed up because obviously like you just sign up, they just give you like a program. So obviously he texted you saying like, oh, you joined the THP stuff. So did he give you like certain workouts to do to progress back, or was it kind of just like a program thing where you just kind of put out a workout and you just kind of did it?
No, so I put out a post that I was injured. So I actually have the exact play where it happened on my Instagram. So I was like, hey, I'm hurt. Like, this is what it is. Like, 'cause I had a couple, might have had a show coming up, and I was like, yeah, I can't do that show because I messed up. So obviously I had seen that because people was looking for me, and John had messaged me that week when I posted that video, like, bro, you're hurt. Like, what happened? And so from there, yeah, that's when I was like, you know what? Here's my card. That's helped me get better.
Yeah. Did you start on like load management or did you really just get right into, doing stuff?
He just kind of put me right into it. I think my one of my first workouts was deadlift,
Hmm.
if I remember correctly. It wasn't like crazy. He didn't have a weight specified, but so I've deadlifted before. Like I said, football. So I have performed and stuff, right? But like I had never been, I ain't that strong, but I'm just strong enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I assumed he'd put you on load management for that, but I guess I don't fully understand, the injury as well as, you guys do. So yeah. But so during that like 3, 4 months, did you see your numbers go up a lot or was it just kind of again just getting back to healthy?
Now by like the third month, I could like when I was playing games by the third month, I could run full speed like self bouncing games. Like I was kind of like, I guess fine. I didn't try to windmill or anything like that, but like I could take off down the court and I could, you know, off the backboard again. I could do most of the things I could do anyway. But I also think John didn't put me on load management because it was only partially torn, and I still like I was kind of telling like I still kind of got some lift in it. It just doesn't feel that strong.
Yeah, that makes sense. So when you were like, or before that, before your injury, how often were you like jumping or playing basketball, kind of like, after high school?
So I could play like 5 days a week. I could play 5 days a week for like 5 hours, dunk for another hour, go get some water, come back. I could play it, do it all over again.
Did you ever see your vertical like go down because of fatigue, or was it always just kind of there?
I work very similar to 1 foot guy Jordan. I dunk the best when I'm tired. Like I gotta, it makes me work harder. So I'm like, like the first time I hit 360 between the legs, I was tired. I played all night. Gym was closing like 15 minutes. I'm like, I never tried that. I was like, I think I can make it in 15 minutes. So I got close and I was like, yeah, I'm coming in tomorrow. So I come in tomorrow next morning. I'm like, yeah, I could do it.
That's insane. So do you ever have like consistent like set days for sessions, or you just come in and play basketball and then just have like whenever there's like off time, you would just basically go dunk, or is there like specific sessions? Obviously, like the Dunkademics ones and stuff like that. But like on your own time, did you ever have like sessions that you're going in and just dunking, or is it literally just in basketball?
It's basketball and dunk. And then uh, I moved from LA to like Riverside area. I got friends who can dunk. So then I had a little more dunk sessions. It was still, let's go play basketball. We'll dunk like 30 minutes. But sometimes I'd be like, hey, I want to just dunk, whatever. Sometimes they say yeah, but most of the time they just want to play. So I dunk in between games, dunk last hour, after I'm tired or whatever.
Sure. So kind of going back to that first academic session, was that like a solo session or was that actually a group
I was with,
session?
it wasn't a group session, but it was with Chris Staples.
Okay, cool. Was that
So
your first time dunking with the pro?
yeah, so that was when I was 17. I met Chris. So I had two sessions. One not on YouTube, but I had my first session with Chris, which was my first video ever, and then I saw them the next week, and I had one with Chris and Jonathan Clark.
So it's super cool. What was kind of like that experience like for you dunking with those pros and with Billy, obviously?
It was for me. It was surreal because I was like I watched Chris on YouTube, so I was like, oh, this is Chris, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I get to dunk with Chris. I didn't know he was gonna be there. He just told me to show up, and showed up, and I was like, oh, it's Chris. That's Chris sending over there. And then it was weird because he was like more impressed with me, and I was like, I like I don't want to dunk because I don't have. I could best thing I could do is a windmill. Like I want to watch you dunk. Like I'm here to learn something. So
Yeah. So
Yeah,
after
it's
you got your
crazy.
first session with, or I guess two sessions with Dunkademics, did you start getting events and like more sessions with Billy, or like how did that kind of process getting to the actual like dunk community and stuff like that happen?
I left. So I wish NIL deals were around when I went to college. So because I was 17 and I was going to college, you can't get paid. So I was at the time I was community college ball. I was playing, so I can't get paid. So I was like MIA for 2 years. And then Billy hit me up when I was reposting again at 19. And I did a session with Hamilton. There was a lot of guys. Hamilton, I met Dom for the first time when I was 19. There was a lot of people there. But from there, that's what kind of led to shows and contests and things like that.
Yeah, I remember that session actually. Um, so in high school and obviously you said you played in college, were you dunking in games like quite a bit?
I dunk sometimes. Like I'm a fast break dunker. Unless you make me mad. If you make me mad, then yeah, I'm headhunting. Like I want gonna jump. But most of the time I'm like, you're not gonna get that chance unless it presents itself, you know. And most of the like it's community college. I went to Northridge, so like going from D1 to community, such a downgrade. So like the game is slower. So by that time, and then being a LA boy, so the thing with LA, most of your friends are gonna go to the opposite community college. So it's almost like playing at a regular gym.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you remember or like what do you think your favorite like in-game dunk that you've done is on camera or off camera?
I got a Ziani in game.
What?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but I was with Slinks and Elijah. We went to the athletic society, and we had a dunk session. These kids seen us, they wanted to play whatever, and of course we throwing the ball. We not even running. Just stay at half court. I'll throw the ball to you. Go do some, do some dunks. At some point, I ended up running down the court, and I was like, I think I could. I never tried it. I think I could do it. So I just cupped it, did it, and I was like, all right, cool, I can do it. I think I've done it again one more time. I've never tried it again.
That's crazy. So kind of like for dunks like that, have you like ever really struggled with dunks, or do they just kind of come naturally to you? Or like, what are some dunks that have taken you more time than other ones?
Under both for me is the tricky one. Left, I jump left, right. I prominently dunk with my right hand. So the angle I have to take is really weird. Other dunks, like I've seen them. So like I can after I might try it for 15 minutes, something will click, and then I'll probably be able to do it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I assumed just from seeing you, especially with guys that are like your height. You guys have like a lot. Well, first of all, you have a ton of time in the air, but also because you're like shorter at the same time, you have like less range of motion to go through. I was always I used to talk about that with Hunter all the time, especially with like Dom. Like he just has like so little range of motion, so it's just so fast. So it's just crazy to see you guys hit crazy dunks like that at your height. But
My arms are longer,
oh, really? Do you know
so
what
it's
your reach is?
7'6".
7'6". Okay. Yeah, that
Yeah, because
is.
Dom's is 7'4", I think, and he's 5'8".
Yeah, that's crazy. I
Yeah,
always
that's actually
forget that.
insane.
That's yeah. I forget how short Dom's arms are.
Do you know what your wingspan is at all, or no?
1.5. Yeah,
Jeez, that's wild. I mean,
Dude,
it's
that's
not like
actually crazy.
it's definitely like long, but it's not like you know the longest ever. But yeah. So obviously, we kind of talked about getting into events a little bit. What were some events or contests that you did do? Um, because I know you did talk about like not doing a ton, but I think you you know, definitely
I
could
didn't
have
do a lot.
been in some crazy events.
I didn't do a lot of contests. I did a lot of shows. So like obviously I did a bunch of the vintage shows. I did the first Ball is Life East Coast West Coast. They did a dunk show, which ended up only being me and Remix somehow. But uh All Star Weekend with Jordan and Ruff, uh a bunch of the Complex Con. I did a lot of events, a bunch of hoop bus stuff, dinner stuff, but not a lot of contests.
Did you do any contests or not really?
I did a contest the same day the Bell video. We did a contest before that. Uh, I've been in three different contests against Jordan, which isn't fair.
Nah.
But you know,
Yeah.
of course he beat me every time.
Yeah, he's such a ridiculous contest dunker, so consistent with stuff. But yeah, I definitely want to get into that Bell video because obviously I assume that's probably the most viral video of you, one of the most viral dunking or jumping videos in general. So just kind of walk us through like what that day was like and what was going on there.
If you ever get Isaiah back, you should ask him because it wasn't a great day. So we do the dunk contest. Uh, they do a bunch of others. It's supposed to be back to back. So it's supposed to be dunk contest. Uh, I forgot the exact name of it, but the whole Bell thing and something else. Me, Isaiah, Jordan, uh, knew because he was playing in Venice ball. We're sitting for like 45 minutes to an hour. Like we've been just walking around, like got time to get food, and we just talking, like just having a casual conversation. Next thing we hear is, oh, to the top. That's what it's called. They come out with the bell. He's like, all right, you guys ready to do to the top? We've been like, we're cold now. Like, do you really think we're gonna be able to do this? Because he's like, we just got to start, no warm up, no stretch, no nothing. Like, you just let's go. All right, cool, fine, I guess. Like, let's do it. So obviously, everybody hit 10 and keep going up, keep going up, keep going up, and I'm like, I get warm really fast, so I was able to probably get warmer than everybody else was there. So once I got warm, all right, I can keep jumping. And at some point, I was like, all right, this is getting kind of high, but I'm like, I think I got it. Leo was there. Leo's 5'8", and I was like, if Leo can touch it, I think I can touch it. So Leo jumped, he missed, and I was like, all right, now I'm warm now. So like, I got it. I enjoy a crowd, so the bigger the crowd, the higher I'm gonna jump. Obviously, you see, they didn't move the car. I have no choice. But, that stupid Benz was in the way. But like, obviously, by the time we got to 12, I was kind of tapped out by 12. So
So what was the actual height that you hit then?
It was the highest I actually touched was like 11.8.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that as well. Do you know what that would be in vertical compared to your sitting range? Or you
I
said it
used
was
to,
7'6", right? So 7'6", 4 feet to 11'6". So that's yeah, that's 50. But that is crazy. Is that have you ever like officially tested your vertical, or have you just kind of done random stuff like that?
I just kind of do random stuff. I got the Bell video, the Vertex video, and then I got the one where I got my head to the rim on that over the rim at the LA Fitness that 9.5 run.
Yeah.
So
What do you think your vertical would be if you like tested on your best day? Or like what was the day that you felt the best jumping wise?
I was like 14. So I felt the best. Uh,
What?
yeah, that's a crazy story in itself. My friend took me to Long Beach car show. Like they race in Long Beach. Uh, they had the army there. They had the Vertex, and I was like, I got pants on, but I have like basketball shoes on. And I was like, let me see how high I can touch. And I kept like there was a 6'6" dude. I ended up beating up the 6'6" dude, and like there's a video, and they at one point they were like, oh, this is 12-1, and I touched the 12-1 thing, but it got to the point where like you jump too high, you can't land. So I was like tucking and rolling every time I like it got higher.
That is ridiculous. Yeah. I I don't care if you've ever officially tested 50. Like I've definitely seen some jumps at you from you that are, 50, 51 plus. It's just ridiculous to see. So yeah, that's crazy to say that you're jumping that high at 14. That is ridiculous. But yeah. So I know you talked about 360 East Bay and under both. I know I've seen you make both of those. What do you think like your top five dunks that you've done are?
That have been seen. You're
Anything,
just
bro,
uh
in general.
under both is one because I can if it was a contest I probably wouldn't do it because it does take me usually till the third try. I've never made it first try before. It's always a third one. Uh, 360 East Bay, I can just kind of do it. I might not feel like doing it, but it's gonna sound crazy. It's an easy dunk for me, just because I'm left right. I spin the opposite way, so my right hand always gets the rim. Uh, I've done a 540 before. I'm really good at spinning. Ziani and behind the back probably be five.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think I've seen you do a 540 before, but it totally makes sense. I feel like you ever tried a 720 before? Nah.
It's crazy. As good as I am at spinning, I get dizzy quick.
Yeah. 720s are hard because I'm always like, falling in the air. If you don't like pump like right next to your body, you going wherever.
I'm like the 540. 540 is easy because I can do the air up there 360. So
Yeah.
it's the same idea, but obviously you take about half a spin extra.
Yeah. I would like to see 540 done a lot more by guys because it's really like not that hard of a dunk if you jump pretty high and are good at spinning off dribble. But I think a lot of people think it's a lot harder than it is.
Because everybody wants to go for the glory. Everybody wants 720.
Yeah, bro. It's one of my favorite dunks to watch though, especially when they kind of get like that reverse windmill at the same time. Super dope. All right.
So
All right. So I know you kind of talked about going through some injuries and stuff, and I know you kind of got back, but just kind of talk about like where you're at right now and where you want to be.
I can dunk but I don't want to. That's where I'm at now. I dunked yesterday. I dunked a couple of times. I was kind of like, I can do it, but I don't know. Like going injury after injury, especially getting older. When I was like not, like always healthy, but like I was healthy, most of the time. So like now it's like I was like I don't know, but I don't know if I want to get back to 50. If I could just do it between the legs every now and then, uh, I'll be okay. Like I'll be all right.
Yeah, I totally get that. So are you currently dealing with any injuries, or is it just kind of like everything from the past kind of stacked up right now?
It's really just the stress factors. Some days they feel like I feel really good. Another week I might not want to jump at all. Like I just happened yesterday. I just happened to have one of those days where I was like, all right, I'm jumping like normal, and I feel like dunking. And that's where I'm kind of stuck between right now. Where like some days I feel back to having a 50. Other days I'm like I can't get off the ground.
Hmm. How much are you like playing basketball and with lifting or dunking, or just kind of like what does an average week look like for you?
Right now I'm only playing basketball about twice a week. I broke my hand a month and a half ago, so I haven't been able to lift. So that was fun because I went from lifting to now I can't lift a single weight. Probably shouldn't be dunking, but this is what it is.
Yeah. So when you were lifting, were you on a specific program like before, or were you just kind of going and doing your own stuff?
I'm really doing my own stuff. I kind of figured out what I needed. I need a lot more strength based stuff than I need bio stuff. But I either like what I noticed is as I've been working out, if I jump a lot one week, I'm gonna jump high the next week. But if I don't jump at all, my legs then they feel like bricks. They just feel heavy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it sounds like, jumping has really been, um, just what has gotten you a lot of your vertical and just kind of helped you maintain it. So what would you say to, people that are younger and like kind of starting out, like the importance of kind of jumping and getting that foundation when you're young?
Like I say, a lot one form because if you look at my first video, I don't that form is ugly. I that run up is atrocious. Uh, yeah, just I like to I had a basketball court in my backyard. I like to my uncle could dunk, so seeing him dunk, I wanted to touch the rim. Like I like hey, I can touch the rim, blah blah blah. A lot of friends that play basketball, so we all try to touch the backboard. So I touch the backboard to touch the rim. So I always got that one tall friend that could dunk before everybody else. And boys, because he can dunk, he's cool. So like that was the thing. I was always trying to touch the rim and touch anything high. I ran a lot. So like running, racing other kids and trying to jump as high as I could. Or like what I would tell kids to do. Basically go outside. Go outside, play some tag, climb a tree, jump as high as you can, as much as you can.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a pretty good foundation early on. Obviously, what we've heard is that you've got a dunk really early on. So obviously, I think a lot of that stuff helped. And then you said your uncle could dunk. How tall was he?
6 foot.
6 foot. Okay. I don't know if he was like on the like kind of where you were at 5'6", 5'8", or whatever. But do you have like a lot of like high jumpers in your family, or a lot of like good athletes in your family? Yeah.
Yeah. My dad showed me this gate recently. He was like, "Yeah, I used to just walk up to it and jump over it." And I was looking at the gate. Gate must be like 4 foot, and I'm like, "So you just walk up to this gate and you just jump over it?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That." Like I thought I didn't make sense until he told me that, and I was like, that don't make no sense. Cause he's not good at basketball. Like that's but he's just like, yeah, I would just jump over and I would just start my morning jog. I was like, why? Like why are you doing that?
Yeah, that's crazy. So I know you talked about kind of dunking in your backyard and whatever. Did you ever dunk on like low rims at all, or like specifically like practice dunks on low rims, or was it just kind of straight to 10 feet?
Straight to 10 foot. I would dunk on low rim uh when I was younger, but like the problem with me and low rims is I constantly break rims. So I never had a backyard basketball court for long. And eventually I was breaking them to the point where we stopped buying them. So it went from being on the pole to being on the garage. Then I broke it off the garage and we never had one again.
Yeah, crazy. I know you kind of talked about again like where you're at right now, lifting and stuff. So when you were lifting a couple months ago before you broke your hand, can you just break down like what you were doing specifically in the weight room? Kind of like what your weeks look like?
So Monday is squats. I have a football field by my house. So we actually have a track. So I run the track 30 minutes. I'm not a big sprint guy. I'd rather run until I get tired. Sprints are great, but like I let me get tired, then let me go to the gym because it's down the street. I'll hit some squats. Uh, what is it? Upper body. I started benching a little bit. That's really those are like my Monday, and then Tuesday backyard to the rim, get some dunks up. Wednesday stretch, just stretching all day. No basketball for once. Thursday I might hoop all day, and then Friday is like I try to not max out everything, but I go really heavy on Friday. Fridays gym close early, so I can get to all the machines. So that's when I get like my calves, calf raises in. Uh, I can really get to the squat machine because everybody wants a squat machine. Uh, hack squats because I like to do both, but so I like to use the actual, the the Olympic bar. There it is. I like to use the Olympic bar to do actual squats, and I like to go to the hack squat machine and do hack squats. And then I use the hex bar, jump.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it
it's
sounds
still
like you're getting a lot of variety and
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
like
A lot of
I mean
volume.
you just have basically everything on a different day. So like everything's obviously different. So which I really like. Obviously, variety is a really good thing to have in any type of training. So and then is Saturday Sundays kind of like a rest day for you, or are those like sessions, or like how does the weekend look too?
Saturday, nothing. Sunday I usually play basketball, but if it's dead, I basically do what I do on Monday on Sunday, and then just do Monday the same way. So some weeks I might get a Sunday lift and a Monday lift, and then some other weeks it might just be the Monday.
Do you have any pain while you do all this like lifting and stuff, or is it really just like when you jump?
It's just when I jump, like I got what Kawhi got. It's easy going up. I hate coming down. I
Yeah, I feel that.
it just I don't know, it just hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried ISOs or anything to help with that, or no? Or you just kind of just go to the gym and just warm up before you jump?
I stopped warming up, and the problem with stress fractures is like because they're so small, you can't like there's no ISO that exactly attacks it. So like I would have preferred it just to break, which sounds crazy, but it's quicker to heal. But like when I was doing ISO, it didn't. you know it. You feel the pain and it drops. I don't feel anything because nothing nothing that really gets in the shin area I need.
Is there anything that you really can do to, fix stress fractures like that, or is it just kind of time and rest?
Time and rest. Like I took a lot of time off. Like I took almost a year off really, and even then, like I'm sure there's some scar tissue there, things like that that probably need to be broken up. But it just like initially when they told me I had them because I had them in both my legs. It was worse in my right. They were like, "What are you doing?" Because it almost how they worded it. They were like, "If you jump real good one more time, it might break." And I was like, I like my leg, please. So I just was like, I'm just not gonna jump.
They've never
Yeah, that
seen what
makes
a 50-inch jump does to your body. Good.
And I pride myself on not jumping that high most of the time, but like certain situations, I let loose. But most of the time, I'm not even really going hard.
yeah. So to kind of go along with like getting back and stuff like that, do you have any goals of getting back, like fully back into dunking? Like, do you have any dunk goals, contest goals, show goals, anything like that, or are you just kind of just playing basketball and dunking whenever, or even lifting goals too? Just kind of like talk about what your goals are looking like for the future.
If I get back to 50, I want at least one FIBA contest. I need to. I don't. I just want to do it. I don't care if I win. And I want to participate in the FIBA contest. Uh, I want to see if I get my squat to like cool 500. If I can squat like 500, I'll be okay. If I can squat 500, I'll never jump again. I'll be a complete bodybuilder. I'll just never done.
Definitely. What about dunk goals, like specific dunks?
I'll never hit a 360 behind the back. I think I want to. If I can lock down most of the 360 variations, if I did, because I don't want to be like Chris. I don't want to dunk till I'm like 35, 36. I want to get to about 32, hang my shoes up. So if I can get all 360 variations by like 32, I'll be fine. I'll be good.
Is there any like holy grail dunk, one dunk that you got to hit before you're done?
I saw Isaiah get really close to that 360 double East play today. Mm. I'm still hurt, so somebody's gonna do it, but I I need one of those.
Have you ever attempted that one before?
I've never attempted a 360. I've tried to do a double, just regular.
How was that?
All the best stories for when I'm young. I tried it when I was younger in back rim.
How young are
What?
we talking?
Yeah, what?
Is this 14 again?
I was like 60 this time, so I'd never done an East Bay, but yeah, I've never done East Bay, but my hand speed is like I have crazy hand speed. I was like, if I take, I've seen it better yet. I've seen it on NBA Live and how they do it, 'cause- and they always jump and start the first East Bay and then do the second one. So I was like, as soon as I take off, I got to put it between my legs. And then I went through the other one. I got it to the left, and I was coming over, and I was like, I think I can make it. Back rim, I've never tried it again. No, I tried it with Billy one time, but I couldn't get through the second time.
You got to try that more if you get back, because that's insane. I want to see. Do you have
It
any videos of it or no?
I wasn't recording that time. It was one of those like you ever like you at the gym and you're like, I just want to do it to see if I could do it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I was just like, let me see if I could do it, and I was like, did it, and I was like, Oh, okay. I've never. I think it's a fluke. I think I've only been able to do that one time, and I've never been quick enough to do it again.
Are you going left, right, right hand or left, right, left hand on the finish?
Finish with the left. So first clean is left, right, and then right, left. So I'll finish with my left.
Kind of like the way Tyler does it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, bro. Healthy you, that's definitely going down. We can definitely see a FIBA contest win too, so super exciting, dude. Well,
I, I don't think I'll win because they always put me up against somebody really good. I've never not had a contest where I haven't faced like a really good pro. It's either
but still,
Jordan, Isaiah, uh, Chris. Chris got me. Tyler's gotten me before. I never not run into anybody good.
you know, it just depends on who makes their dunks and who misses. So still definitely possible for you to get a win, bro. It'd be crazy to see. But yeah, really appreciate you coming on, dude. It's been really cool to hear your story. Make sure to keep us updated on the recovery. But yeah, that was the episode, guys. Make sure to go check Anthony out. What's your Instagram? Eyes on Height?
Instagram, eyes on height. Uh, height is my real name. I get asked that a lot. So height,
That's
height is
crazy.
my.
Yeah, well, super good episode, guys. Again, make sure to go check him out. Thank you, Anthony, for hopping on. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.